How did one team's magical run end a 75-year title drought? This wasn't just a game, it was history in the making. This is a Nebraska High School Classic. Welcome back to Nebraska High School Classics. I'm Larry Punteney. This time we rewind to a powerful moment in Nebraska sports history when Winnebago ended a 75-year championship drought. In 2015, they faced Columbus Scotus for the Class C1 championship, and they took control early and went on to win 66-51. The celebration that followed stretched far beyond the court and into community history. I'm joined by a member of that squad, Mathew Wingett. Mathew, thanks for joining us. What do you remember most vividly from that championship game?
Well, like you said, the celebration was huge, and just the emotions that I felt, and I could feel how high the emotions were for everyone that was there watching, and all the people that got to watch us throughout the year and see how much we've grown, and even, throughout our high school career, just how much we've grown.
And it wasn't just Winnebago. I mean, this was for tribal communities all over the United States. I know you heard from many of them. Talk about what that feeling must have been like representing Native Americans all over the country.
Well, during the summer, we spend a lot of time in the Native American circuit. We play tournaments from Phoenix to Oklahoma to Denver. And so we got to know plenty of people from all different tribes across the nation, and getting to know them and then having their support whenever, that time came around was huge. And, I didn't even get to answer all the messages that I got within that week. That's how many people were, congratulating me and just letting me know how happy they were that, we did what we did.
So let's get to the game. This is a team that was known for shooting a three-pointer, right? You were 8 of your first 12 in the game. What was it like when Isaiah Medina nails the first one right off the bat? How much energy did that give you?
Well, I think the big thing was just it gave us a big sigh of relief. A lot of times, once you see that first basket go in, it kind of it lets you relax and lets you kind of fall into the game a little more. And that's really what it did for us. It let us know that we can get comfortable and we can do what we've been doing every single game the entire year.
Coach Jeff Barrage, he had this kind of us against the world mentality, and he even said it before, like, we're going to go out and prove everybody wrong. We're going to show them what the Winnebago Nation is like and how we're going to fight. How did that affect you guys, and how did that help you?
On top of that, it wasn't only like us against everybody. It was the fact of, like, we're meant to be here. We're supposed to be here. We put in the time. We've had just as many practices. We've had just as many games as all these other teams. We played together just as long, if not longer, than every single one of these teams. So that was huge on just pulling the pressure off of us, because obviously being an 18-year-old, that's a lot of pressure being in those type of moments.
Having been to Winnebago many times, you can't, especially during your era, you couldn't go through town without seeing somebody, even without a net, at the basketball court downtown or the one out by the school, always playing. What is it about basketball that just kind of brings this community together and is so important to your community?
Well, there's always an opportunity to do it. Like you said, there's plenty of courts outside, and over the years, even since I've been in high school, they've renovated a lot of them and redone them, put new hoops in. And, during the summer, there's not a lot for kids to do in Winnebago. It's a smaller town. You've got to travel to, do a lot of things as far as even shopping. You've got to travel to do a lot of those things. And there's always an opportunity to go find a ball and find a hoop and go put some shots up. And during the winter, basketball kind of makes the reservation go around, basically,
Yeah. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years. When you look back and you understand the impact that it had on your community, how proud are you and your teammates of having done this for Winnebago?
Well, and it's been so long that, there's times that you forget kind of what happens. And I don't live in Winnebago anymore. So when I do come through, and the biggest thing that I see is just how big the celebration was. I see the celebration coming back into town from Lincoln all over again. It seems like every time I come through town. So, and just remembering how proud everyone was of us, and just the reaction from everybody is, that's the biggest thing that I remember from it.
Yeah, it really was one of the special moments in Nebraska high school basketball history, seeing you in that 75-year drought and what it meant to your community. So, Mathew, we really appreciate you being with us. Thanks so much.
Yep, no problem. Thank you, Larry.
You bet. Class C1 state championship. A couple of teams who had not been here in a long time. Winnebago hadn't won a state title since 1940. Columbus Scotus had never won a state title right away. This team is known for the three, and Isaiah Medina for the three-pointer opens it up, and that just started things rolling as this gets kicked out again, and David Wingett for the three-pointer. And they were on a roll early. They hit 8 of their first 12 three-pointers. Cody Maracek comes back. He hits a three-pointer to make it 18-11. But Winnebago really in control here early. Nice play down low by the Shamrocks. Nathan Osdick to Dalton Taylor. And another one on the other end, Corey Cleveland with the layup. Wingett with a little jumper inside. This is Mathew Wingett. Grant Lamb missed a three-pointer. Maracek to Osdick for the three-pointer, and Osdick got it. Kept it close. You see the score here, 35-24, and just tenacious on the boards. Here's Wingett again. Follows his own shot for the two. Osdick tried to keep it close in the second half. That pulls it to within 10. Nice drive here by Corey Cleveland. But this was all Bago, Winnebago. The boys win it. They are state champs for the first time since 1940. "75 years in the making." These are the kind of stories that go beyond the scoreboard. If you want more, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or click into another episode of Nebraska High School Classics for more incredible moments from the past. Thanks for watching.